We finally have some new and updated information on Bungie's Marathon. In a new developer preview, game director Joe Ziegler shows us some new concept art for some runners, while speaking about the world of Marathon, how the game works, and some of the abilities and customization you'll be able to take part in. He also explains the current state of the game in development, and how they plan to open things up more and more in 2025 to let players playtest the game. Welcome everybody, let's dive into this news. So we know Bungie has been sort of in the dark with Marathon for a bit. We got trailers last year, a bunch of information, and then they went radio silent while they developed more of the game. Today though, they posted about a 10-minute long developer preview where game director Joe Ziegler basically talks about aspects of the game. They didn't show gameplay yet, they did show two concepts that we'll get to, but he basically explains aspects of the game and where they are in development. Let's first start with the world of Marathon. Marathon, of course, is set in Bungie's universe, the original IP that came out from 1994, Marathon. This world will draw on the classic game's eerie, psychological elements and mysterious atmosphere, but also modernize and introduce new things into it, new layers he speaks of. The world is updated with modern visuals and new storylines that can evolve over time with further updates and expansion, whatever they plan to do. This game, of course, is an extraction shooter, similar to games like Escape from Tarkov or maybe The Hunt Showdown. He did say that not all players will like this style of game mode, a hardcore survival game where you can go in, get some loot, and if you extract, you keep the loot, but if you die, someone else could easily steal it from you. In the game, you'll play as what's called a runner, a cybernetic mercenary venturing into the unknown in a fight for survival and fortune where any run can lead to greatness. You'll enter a dangerous open world filled with hostile mobs and other players. The objective, of course, is to survive, gather loot, and safely extract without losing progress, blending survival intensity with mission-based gameplay. There'll be quests along the way. So personally, I'm excited for that. I'm not into super hardcore games, but I do like some more PvE elements like Destiny has with things like quests. So it will be nice to change things up and throw in some of that intensity when needed. Let's talk more about these runners and some of the concepts he showed us. So runners are these customizable avatars that players equip with various gear, weapons, and abilities before entering a run. Each runner apparently has their own unique template, enabling players to tailor their character to specific playstyles or objectives. In the world, players can find different loot and equipment. This will include things like weapons, gear, and consumables like grenades and healing items. Each piece of loot offers upgrades and unique traits that can enhance your runner's capabilities. So to me, being a Destiny player, it seems like Bungie is learning from that, and maybe some of the stat options and creation elements will carry over. Of course, in its own style, but you get the idea. Now, each of these runners are unique. They have their own foundational set of abilities specific to each type. So for the two characters they showed off, Stealth and Thief, the codenames of them, the way they play is likely centered around their codenames. A runner based off of Thief and stealing stuff, another one based off of Stealth and sneaking around the open world. Players can then further enhance and modify their abilities with loot and equipment, adding strategic depth. Of course, the loot system is also high stakes, so if you fail to extract, you'll lose all the items gathered during the run. Here's a look at the two runners they showed in the concepts. The first one here is called Thief. This female cybernetic character is hiding behind a wall waiting to strike their next victim. I'm assuming the equipment she's wearing lends to her capabilities as a thief, and we can see the weapon she has equipped. This next runner looks really sick. They stand atop a platform as this misty particle effects vanishes into the air behind them. Parts of their bodies seem to be camouflaged in this stealth-like cloaking ability, and parts of them appear to be more digitized.
Other thing to note about Marathon as a game is that we give you a lot of different tools to do a lot of different things inside the game. There's a ton of loot that you can find. There is weapons, there's equipment that you can equip to yourself that changes your stats or gives you sort of tweaks some of the things that you can do inside of the game. There is utility consumables that are sort of like items that you can use inside of the world, like things that are like mines or like grenades. There's also consumables that help you sort of heal yourself and give you utility in that sort of way. But beyond that, there's also this other layer that is what we like to call our runners, which is sort of the template by which you equip all that stuff to. So each runner has like a small subset of abilities. And on top of that, you get to customize however you want. Thinking about sort of what you want to accomplish inside the game, you might equip different types of gear to your character.
So those are the 2 confirmed runners that we know about. I'm sure there's going to be others, and these names are just code names, so that'll likely change. But in terms of the current development status of Marathon, where is Bungie at? Joe explains that over the last couple of years, Bungie has been iterating the game aggressively, constantly evolving it through feedback and playtests from creators and gamers. This feedback is shaping various aspects of the game through iterating and testing. Different aspects of the game are in different places. So for the environments, he says they're reportedly progressing well, with early builds showing significant promise. Character models, while advanced, are still undergoing refinement and high-quality changes. Enemy models are in earlier stages with further development needed to finalize designs, and not all the items are fully integrated when it comes to items and equipment. So while they test and iterate on the game trying to make it better, it's clearly a little bit too early to show us the full gameplay product. Bungie does plan to expand playtesting significantly though in 2025, aiming to bring in more players to gather broader feedback as they approach the later stages of development. With that in mind, he says if you are interested in playtesting, make sure to wishlist the game on the platform you wish to play on. So the Marathon Steam page is now up and you can wishlist there, and the same for the other platforms like Xbox and PlayStation.
Thanks to the team. The team has done an amazing job, and they continue to advocate incessantly for all of you to make sure that the decisions we're making aren't holding back what you all care about. And every day there's endless debates focusing on what is the right way to continue to proceed to engage this game with you. Our goal is ultimately to make a game that all of you feel like is worth spending your time, and because time is so precious, like spending your time on and really, really finding the fun and finding that storytelling space where you create the memories that you want to.
So there you have a recap of Marathon, where Bungie is in development and what to look forward to in the future next year. If you'd like to see some more Marathon updates and news like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.